Hello guys, it's Ar1se here. I just woke up 20 minutes ago and when I went to bed last night after my stream, I was thinking about this Reddit post that I did 14 hours ago, which got 243 upvotes in a short time about why Magnus is not picked at TI. So let's actually go into the Reddit post. I want to discuss about it and I want to read some comments here because I found most of them were very smart, actually. Very smart comments. You guys can see it got 115k views. Why is Magnus not picked at TA? Magnus is not picked. By the way, if my webcam acts weird, like if it looks like sometimes I'm not moving my mouth, it's because of the quality of the webcam, guys. So I'm sorry about that. So I said Magnus is not even banned in drafts. I am so sad I don't see Magnus at TI so far. Collapse is our only chance, I guess. What do you do? What do you guys think? Should we talk about it in a video? So this was like, so far I didn't see one single Magnus game at TI. All right. So I believe most of these comments, some of them, they're on the right track. From my Magnus spammer opinion, I believe that Magnus indeed is not meta and he's pretty weak, especially in the offlane role. He's not very good at getting clicked by two heroes. He got nerfs as a universal hero, all right? So he's not a strength hero anymore. And let's see what comments you guys like the most, actually. I like this one, which says, Coconut says he got hit hard by the nerfs and he doesn't really fit the meta as an offlaner since he doesn't build blade mail and heart. He can work as a support, but nobody does that besides you and a few other Magnus spammers. Okay, maybe we'll see collapse. Yeah, I mean, you don't really want to buy blade mail heart on Magnus because, like I said, first of all, the hero, he cannot really fight all the time. And if you go this build, you won't have a lot of mana. Like, for example, what else do you need to go to have mana to use Shockwave and Skewer? It's not like a primal beast who just needs to use like two spells and they don't really require a lot of mana, and then his ulti is like very low cooldown. On Centaur, only needs to use like a Blink Stomp, you know, that's it. Yeah, other than that, he's just gonna tank up everything, he's gonna absorb everything. So this is a really nice comment. And then I said that it's not like a Brewmaster with Vessel or whatever, Radiance Rush or whatever, it just deals tons of damage, you know. And some funny comments again. What does Magnus do? Skewers into a 3000 HP strength hero that wants to be in the middle anyway. It's just funny, but it's not funny actually. It's pretty sad because I played Magnus pubs and in some fights I get to skewer, let's say I try to skewer away and then suddenly there's a primal beast with so much HP with his W turn on, and you guys all know what his W does, his trample does when you skewer him, right? Or I get to skewer I don't know, a centaur or a brewmaster, and then he splits off or something like that. So yeah. But let me see what other comments. So wait, these are here. They're talking about CK. So yeah. Some guy says shopping practical. He says he was good shortly after he became universal with 200 damage and 4k HP. This was back when they were not nerfed, when like all these universal heroes like Void Spirit and Snapfire and Winner, they were like super broken, right? Even Magnus was actually pretty strong. I still don't believe it was broken, but he was really, really strong. With 200 damage, 4k HP at 20-minute mark. Then all the universal heroes got nerfed. Same happened to the Void Spirit Snapfire. They all deserve the nerfs, said someone badly. I miss Snapfire. Actually, I miss Snapfire as well. They kind of killed it. A Phoenix player, of course, doesn't miss a Snapfire, right? Because he kills your egg in like 2 seconds. So this universal nerf thing kind of affected Magnus a lot, you know. This was the random weird ass comment that I read. See, this guy says, I swear, coming out of a chess sap, I was so confused. I don't understand what is this referring to. So maybe you guys enlighten me there. Okay, HD activate. This was a very smart comment. I read this comment last night on stream. I want to read it again. So he says, fellow Magnus spammer here. Based on my experience this season, it just feels like you'd rather play a different and meta offlaner and be happier with life, which is very solid comment. He sucks at laning phase, both when trading hits and when securing last hits. Shockwave sucks early. You remember I said that so many times. Quilling Blade heroes out damage it easily, so he's not really doing a lot to deny the enemy farm. Unless you can Shockwave plus Skewer to your tower, which might be super hard in the pro scene to even get to that position. And sometimes it's not even guaranteed kill. His stats doesn't allow him to be tanky anymore. You can compensate with tanky items, but then why play Magnus as a tank if the other hero exists? When RP is down, you don't have a lot to offer anymore. And respawn timers feel faster than ever, and everyone has buyback. This is actually, this guy, he should win TI already. You can be useful if you get Ags for Horn Toss, but then at what point? That's a lot of gold used, which is hard to get to that point in the first place. The only way to be useful in your team is to play out of your mind in every single encounter. But to do that consistently throughout not one match, but the entire tournament is too much. Other offlaners can offer more while also coasting less mental load. Like, this is why Magnus is so hard to play, because there is a lot of, like, the mental load is huge when you play this hero, because it's, first of all, he's so much weaker than the other heroes in terms of laning and stuff, and it just requires such a, like, I don't know how to say, this is the perfect word, such a huge mental load to play this hero. And imagine if I love this fucking hero. I play it since I was born out of my mother, honestly, and then I played so many times in my pubs, and I play like 8k plus whatever, 7 point something, 8k plus something. And you guys see on my stream how hard these games are. And these games where I'm owning, I'm like 10-0 Magnus, or I don't know. And then I lose the game, or there is like, we get to a point where like I cannot do anything. Like, it's so much mental load, and I feel so exhausted after every Magnus game. And then here, what I want to add though is that he said here something about he's not really doing a lot to deny enemy farm. I kind of have to disagree with this. Like, I mean, depends what he wanted to mean with this sentence here. Because if you talk about CS versus CS, like deny and stuff like that, I think the way Collapse does, when I saw him playing some pubs, he just goes double, and I did it as well. It goes double Raid Band or Raid Band Bracer, and he skills Empower, Max Cure. If you skill Empower, and then you have a lot of right click, and you can abuse the deny battle. Like, you're gonna get a lot of denies, but again, that also depends on your support and the fact that you can actually sit in the lane there with this build, because from what I experienced as a Magnus offlane, when you go offlane, you just get clicked so hard. Like me, 7 out of 10 games, I buy Ring of Health because I feel like it's not worth regening all the time, like buying stuffs, you lose net worth. And it's like the way like you lane against this broken meta heroes like Warlock plus, I don't know, Slark, Warlock plus whatever, Terrorblade or Spectre, like it's actually insane. They're so tanky, they have so much sustain, and they deal so much random damage. Like, so I played even without Empower. I went Raid Ban and Bracer, and you actually have pretty good right click damage. You know, you have decent attack speed. You can do some outlaning stuff. You can out CS them, but again, That's just about like depends how like you get there, you know, because nowadays people in pubs, but they just leave lane after like 1 minute. You know, your support leaves you after 1 minute. He dies one time, he leaves the lane. But imagine at TI material playing against the best teams in the world. It would be like so hard. So yeah. Okay, I actually gave this guy props about this intelligent comment. Oh, he answered me. Oh, I said this. This is a very intelligent. You can play with max empower and abuse CS deny, which is what collapse, for example, does with Magnus. Max has W and E in pubs. But other than that, Magnus is a hero who leaves no room for error. I believe the RP should offer more in terms of damage and lower cooldown. I actually saw you attempt the same. Max empower by adding ancient stack and accelerating time. Thank you. No, then you can help your course faster by being a walking battlefield. It could be legit. But then same problem, he's still here. With same gold and level investments, other offliners are still better. Some even farm faster. Farm easier and more efficient, like Axe and Tide. Oh, Axe, for example. Yeah, this guy is smart. I don't know. I like these guys on Reddit. They're really smart. I'm not saying LGD will pick him, but if you look at NIU profile, he currently has a 75% win rate across 8 games with Magnus. This is interesting. This is another really cool comment by Kakarot1212. He says, it's funny that he's very good on paper, a universal hero that farms fast, especially with a wider map and more jungle camps. Also has a good catch mid to late game, but unfortunately he doesn't build blade mail and heart, which is the meta right now. Like now it's like he's the meta, dude. You go offlane, you play Primal Beast, even mid, or you play whatever else. You play goddamn fucking Kunkka, dude, on mid or offlane. You buy blade mail, Axe, heart, or whatever. Like you're so tank, you deal 10,000 million damage. Pack says Magnus is a mid hero exclusively now, in my opinion. He needs the levels so you can get your spells in order to farm and fight, and he can't really deal with 2 heroes clicking him. This is also like smart. At least in mid, you can get the bottle and max empower in a really hard lane, so you can just jungle for your timings. On here, I said he can deal with 2 heroes if the support is there, because like I said, like it's very hard to deal if you're alone, because nowadays in pubs, you just solo. You were talking a bit about Vanguard, that is useless. Somebody said something about Vanguard in a comment. I cannot find it. And then I remembered and I just wrote to this guy, but because people talk about buying Vanguard and stuff, but it's so useless. I played Magnus versus Morphling Warlock and I bought Vanguard. Oh, no, not Warlock. And then I realized that Vanguard is dog shit against Morphling, you know? Nevermore says Magnus used to be good since he can abduct people and then 5v4, but now do you really want to abduct the 4k HP guy that most likely wants to be in the middle of the fight? That's true. Topson will go Magnus, yeah. He looks like a trump card. Morgan Ladimore says he was only really popular because of the broken horn toss. And with how insanely strong other offlaners are right now, you're kind of griefing yourself picking Magnus offlane. That's why people flame me in pubs, dude. They flame me when I play Magnus. When we're losing, they pinging my health, my health status. They ping when they're muted. Of course, everybody's muted. And they ping me, and then they flame me in all chats. They say like, nice Magnus pick. And then I make 2 plays and we win the goddamn pub. Joking. He's not bad, just other heroes are strong. That's true. Blade Mail Hard Magnus. Actually, I don't know, dude. Would that actually work? Because I mean, I don't know. Again, I like okay, you go Blade Mail Hard, but how do you move on the fucking map? Do you move with skewer, I guess, for stuff? Okay, Pecking Swan. I think the other problem with him is his skewer repositioning. With Hortos is now an Axe, which is 400. I think this is about the gold, right? 4.2k gold. To guarantee the combo. Harpoon is way cheaper. And also helps you farm and gives you good damage, but BKB Yule Blink all break the combo, since it doesn't stun or do damage, so he doesn't have a good build path for his repositioning abilities. And Power also doesn't benefit allies enough anymore to use as a cheese strat to buff your carry early games farm. Because like there are no more strats like it was before. First of all, Juggernaut is pretty weak, right? And now PA got nerfed. And like the way the meta is being playing right now, you cannot actually have enough space to, let's say, pick PA Magnus and just wait 10 years for this guy to farm with Empower. Unless you play really good as a team, you have a super good game plan. Some guy says, I went Vlad's, Echo, Saber, Daedalus, and Boots. Papao, they're all dead. Nice, seems good. I think Magnus core doesn't have enough damage to deal with the current meta. Maybe they should go back to strength, giving 20 HP. Kunkka Shard is much better and safer than Skewer. And his axe is a better teamfight ult than RP. Of course. I love power creep so much. Sanking. Pretending you don't know why is the Magnus #1 spammer just to get the buff because you know Reddit is the only thing Valve listens to. Oh, this is a funny Romanian comment. Some guy says, Overlord Popo, he says, we ain't even at the proper TA yet. Wait till after the playoffs because teams might be holding on to some plays they want to save. Okay, the thing it's all about metas. You can't play and win every hero in every meta. It's Bristleback Brewmaster meta. You have to understand that if they want to win the game, they obviously will go for the better pick or stronger hero. Yeah, it's true. I don't know, man. It sucks. We would rather have seen Magnus on support over some of these Weaver Muerta picks, and you've shown me he's incredibly strong right hand. Plus, he's great with Sven. No, this is not gonna work. Maybe he's just too intimidating at this stage, where teamfights are common and cooldown depend. His kit without ult becomes situational to the point where you can feel like you did everything perfectly and you still lose. This guy, this is another really good comment, a very smart comment. The Dota pattern. He says, I mean you're a great Magnus player yourself, but I'll mention what collapses during Trueside. I don't remember this actually. I know this that he has a terrible laning. Magnus has a terrible laning phase. The universal buff earlier this year made Magnus a better Sven, since he can just ignore laning and clear neutral very fast with Empower, and late game he basically on perma god strength with 400 base damage and 300 bonus damage from Empower. This was back when the universal hero didn't get nerfed, but still doesn't fix his laning stage weaknesses. We see Jabs plays offlane Magnus, but compared to other heroes, he seems needs lots of investment. Similar to Slaughter, need dagger, harpoon, axe to be able to safely execute your skills. Collapse also says that offlane job nowadays is to be taking damage and eating stuns, which isn't what Magnus is supposed to do. Other thing, Juggernaut kind of maxed this meta, so kind of no point picking Magnus as support or starving offlane. Starving offlane! What a word! As an empower bot. If Juggernaut is strong, less greedy offlaner like Jabs or even Ace might pick him as support. His shard is good. He's not as bad as an aura carrier. He's not as bad as an aura carrier. Sorry. Greaves pipe Vlads. You just need to have high damage dealing mid and carry because you contribute very low damage unless you get off multiple shockwave shard, multiple shard shockwave. I mean, the thing is, again, I mean, is this the meta of the Greaves? That's the question. Because, like, I don't know. Magnus should be back in the meta till they rework the model. It looks like a giant Jesus. I mean, he's a bit weak now, but the hero is still exciting to watch. Hope Collapse is gonna get a pull. Yeah, I hope Collapse is gonna play. But that's the thing. Like my my idea about why Magnus is not getting picked already at TA is actually agreeing with some of these comments. Like I believe he doesn't absorb. He's not good at absorbing damage and stuns, like Collapse said as well during the true side, and this guy mentioned. His laning is weak. He doesn't handle well getting clicked by two heroes in the lane, for example, if you play offlane. I think mid is a better role for Magnus, especially if you can last pick it. If you, let's say, get to play against a Pango or even a Kanka mid, I think you do fine. Like you're pretty good at that lane, even against the puck. So yeah, I mean, like I said, he doesn't buy blade mail hard. I mean, I didn't see it in a pub yet. Somebody was mentioning yesterday that Thompson did something like that, harpoon hard or something. I need to watch that game and see what he did. So I hope that we're gonna see Magnus. I'm gonna see Magnus. We're gonna see Magnus at the playoffs, and I'm really curious about if it would be picked, like how it would be played. That would be crazy. The thing about it, people don't want to risk too much, especially when you play goddamn TI, dude. You play goddamn TI, you don't want to risk playing Magnus over Bristleback or Axe or Primal Beast or Beastmaster, which is like in the meta and it's so much easier to play. You know, the pros they go for the like the safest route to the win. You know, they don't want to risk it by complicating it with something that's like not even in the meta because Magnus is not in the meta. So I think like it's very hard to imagine playing Magnus offlane against like tier 1 teams at TI. Unless the hero is in the meta and stuff like that, it would work. But other than that, it would be like it's actually so hard. So whoever gonna play Magnus at this TI deserves a goddamn medal. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this. I love these comments, and I love the fact that it got a lot of attention. And hope you guys enjoy this. And thank you guys for watching. And make sure to press like and sub. And take care, guys. See you. Bye bye.